Hello everybody, today we're painting Alpha Legion, the metallic version, and we're going to do it in 35 minutes. It's going to be really quick, really simple, nothing too heavy, using only Games Workshop paints, so let's get stuck in. First things first, undercoat your model silver. I have used Leadbelcher. Unfortunately this model was undercoated black beforehand, so it's come out a little bit darker than it normally would do straight onto a model. Either way, do it silver. Next, equip yourself with Nuln Oil, and what you're going to do here is you're going to paint in all of the armour trim, so all of those little spiky bits that run around the edge of all of his legs, around his arms, around the shoulder pads. We're going to get Nuln Oil on those, and in any like deep recesses or in the creases of the feet. That's going to allow us to dry brush them back up, but it isn't going to dull down the silver too much, ready for us to put the blue on. So go around the edge of that, shouldn't take you too long. Make sure it's all shaded in. And then we can move on to the next stage. Here's the model with that stage finished, just to illustrate what I was talking about. I've left the big flat areas and I've shaded in all of the bits that will be silver. Next, grab some silver. Just needs to be a brighter one, so you could use Runefang steel, you could use Necron compound, any bright silver you've got. And what we're going to do is dry brush the entire model and get that silver back up to a brighter silver. So that's it brightened back up. You probably would have spent about 5 to 10 minutes on your model up to this point. And now we can move on to the other bits, like painting the blue. And for that we're going to need Akhelian Green, weirdly, and contrast medium. We're going to mix them 1 to 1. So for that you just need to grab your paintbrush, put a couple of blobs of contrast medium and then a couple of blobs of Akhelian Green. Mix it together and then you're ready to go. And so now begins the most time-consuming part of painting this model. It is to get that Akhelian Green into the gaps on the armour and to all the other areas that you'd like to be blue, even though you're painting it with green. Just bear with me, okay? Go around the entire model, paint it all, try to avoid those armour trims and any other details that you want to remain silver. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake, just grab Leadbelcher or a suitable silver and just touch it up at the end. Once you finish painting your blue model with your green paint, it's going to look something like this, i.e. stunning. Wonderful metallic colour using that contrast paint mixed with that contrast medium. So with that done, we can move on to some of the other details. And the first thing we're going to start working on is all the black areas. For that, it's going to be piping, it's going to be the weapon casing, and any other vents, tubes, or anything else you fancy on your model being black. Next, get some brown. In this case, I'm using Rhinox Hide. We're going to be painting all of the leather details, so the strap that goes around his legs, his holster for his bolt pistol, and anything else leather that you fancy painting brown. Next, grab yourself a medium red. I'm using Mephiston Red, and we're going to paint the loincloth hanging down over his nutsack. Oh, and also paint his eyes, using the same colour. Now we're going to switch to gold. I'm using Retributor Armour. We're going to paint in the details on the bolt gun. This is kind of optional. You don't have to do this. You can leave it silver if you want. It's totally up to you. But do paint the little shell casings that you can see through in the magazine. And then if you want to, you can paint the chaos iconography hanging off of him using gold as well. Totally up to you. This step is kind of optional. Next we need Agrax Earthshade. We're going to use that to shade in all the details we just painted. So shade in the gold, shade in the red, and shade in all of the leather details. And with that, it's done. I've stuck a transfer on there using the standard ones that come in a box of Chaos Marines. And I've started basing it. And that's it. Finished. And here's the same thing again, finished in a much prettier photo. If anyone's interested in how I did the base, it's just Sterling Mud, Nuln Oil, Baneblade Brown dry brush, and then a Terminator Stone dry brush. As you'll have seen from the video being 5 and a bit minutes long, it's a really simple scheme. Looks great, quick to do. However, if you are painting an entire Alpha Legion army, do not try and paint your vehicles using this method, because contrast paint does not go on in large brush strokes over large flat areas like on a vehicle. So if you're painting your vehicles, then use Stegadon scale green, dry brushed with, like, I don't know, Sybarite green or something like that, and you're going to get a good result and your army will look unified, even though your troops are metallic. Here's the same model, but from behind, so you can see that the transfer really does stand out against that blue. Looks really nice and wonderful. As ever, if this has been helpful, like, subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Leave a suggestion for anything else you'd like to see, and I will try and paint it and then upload it. Thanks very much for watching.